Welcome to Car Con Carne, presented by the Autobarn Mazda of Evanston. I'm here with She Killed in Ecstasy. We're on Lincoln Avenue in Lincoln Park. We're about to dine on delicious food from the Little Meatball, a recently opened haunt on Lincoln Avenue right by Lincoln, Fullerton, and Halstead. I should mention Car Con Carne, presented by the Autobarn Mazda of Evanston, this Saturday, just less than a day after She Killed in Ecstasy has their big gig at the Autobarn Mazda of Evanston. Car Con Carne will be doing a live podcast on the floor of the showroom. Hi Ho, which is Jillian McGee of the band Turnspit, will be joining me in the car performing live, as will the band Outrageous. We're recording a podcast in a car, inside a car dealership. It's so meta, it's magnificent. But everybody's welcome. 2 p.m. Saturday in Evanston, Autobarn Mazda of Evanston, 1015 Chicago Avenue. All right, She Killed in Ecstasy. We have bags of meatballs.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a dream come true.
It's pretty amazing.
You ready to eat?
I'm ready to eat.
Ready to go.
Let's do this.
It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
So yeah, we went in there, the Little Meatball, and they've got pizza slices. I think we got some pizza too, right?
We do.
They did hook us up with some.
They gotta hook it up.
And they've got a bunch of different kinds of meatballs. I know we got Greek meatballs and Italian meatballs. They have veggie meatballs. They all look great. Now, I should say, Risk and Shana of She Killed in Ecstasy, be gentle. This car is a loaner. This is clearly not my car. This is generously provided on loan by the Autobarn Mazda of Evanston. So I want you to be mindful as you eat your meatballs.
That I will.
We shall be very careful.
I'm talking to you like I'm talking to my children.
Well, it's kind of like the same thing, actually.
And as we're distributing food, I should mention, look at this record right here. She Killed in Ecstasy.
Well.
Yeah.
But what I love, there's so many things. It's called The Fatal.
Risk.
Yes, thank you.
Got the lyrics. Very
Yes.
nice insert. Check this shit out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now that's the sexy.
That is.
That's the sex right there.
Oh my God! Look at this. The purple vinyl.
Yes.
I was so excited when I got this.
Oh, nice.
So cool.
I love this because I just started collecting vinyl again within the past year. So this stuff is just like, this is like candy. I get really excited when I get this.
That's awesome. Yeah, we wanted to add something like a little bit of extra and kind of keep the vibe with, you know, our whole theme and that purple kind of color and everything. The transparent purple, it looked like candy.
And look at this. As I hold this up for the Facebook Live, there's a Chicago cop car right on the front cover.
Absolutely.
Very local.
Yes.
So let's start eating.
Yeah. You guys got forks?
I'm
I
not
got a
sure how
fork
this is
up
going to work.
here. We'll kind of figure it out. There's a knife and a fork for you, James. Do you have one?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
And Shana, I want you to be careful as
I
you
will be
go through that
very
bag, only because you've got that lav mic. It's soup's noisy, as the kids say. What's that?
This is, I believe these are the Greek meatballs.
The Greek
I'm
meatballs.
gonna go through here. I also have the pizza if anyone wants to start.
Pizza might be easiest for me to eat as I do this.
Okay.
I have the Italian meatballs back here. If you guys are ready, whenever you're ready, we'll just.
Well, let's hold some up for the folks watching at home. Is there feta cheese in the meatballs?
Feta in the meatball and tomatoes.
So we were watching them make it. We've got the tins here. They olive oiled the bottom of the tin before they put the meatballs in, so the olive oil is kind of soaking in there. Looks like tomatoes, some form of herb. She Killed in Ecstasy. I don't know where to begin. I guess we're going to start with the music. I listen to you first and foremost. I hear trip hop.
Yeah, no, we're definitely influenced by the trip hop movement that came out of the UK. Your Portishead, Massive Attack, Sneaker Pimps. Definitely a little hip hop influence to it, and then of course just the electronic rock movement, and then a big deep influence for me was I'm a horror movie fanatic, erotic thrillers, horror movies, sci-fi movies, and I'm a John Carpenter fanatic.
I didn't know that. I truly didn't know that. Already we're fast friends.
Yes. I am a John Carpenter fanatic, and I went and used a lot of the same sounds that he used for Escape from New York soundtrack and Halloween. I was using a lot of the same, like The Prophet and Oberheim and a lot of the different synths that he was using in that era. So,
Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Without exaggeration, one of my favorite movies of all time.
as it should be.
It's such that for me. I've probably said this on the podcast before. That set me on a path of just loving dystopian fiction movies. That was it.
Absolutely.
That's why I watched all three Hunger Games movies and read the books. That's why I love Children of Men. I mean, I love that dystopian stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. And of course, it's Kurt Russell.
Call him Snake.
Even films like De Palma films, the kind of sexy vibe of De Palma films, Kubrick, Argento, Suspiria played a major role in the feeling that we wanted to kind of create.
But what about the movie She Killed in Ecstasy?
Of course.
I mean,
so
The obvious.
How that came about is, and Shana, and she can kind of get into it a little bit too, as far as like when we were communicating about trying to write an original project, trying to step away from when people would say, "What's the project going to sound like?" I'm like, the hottest records out right now, the farthest thing from it, the opposite. We're going to go the opposite direction. We're going to try to step away from the furthest thing away from anything that's popular right now, and just create a record that we would like. And I can't stress that enough to musicians. To be able to make records that you want to make, that you like, and don't make it for anybody else. Mm-hmm. It's very freeing, because I know a lot of musicians get stuck in a place where they feel, especially ones that have contracts with record labels that want something particular out of them. So I went to her and I said, hey, look, so what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of like industry revenge. We're going to do like a revenge film. And, one of the best revenge films is Jess Franco's She Killed in Ecstasy.
Which was what, like 1970, 1971?
Yeah. And Soledad Miranda, I think.
Miranda.
Yeah, Soledad Miranda.
Yeah.
So where do you find these movies? I mean, this isn't stuff you can pull up on Netflix. I mean, you have to be like a hardcore fan to discover this whole genre.
Yeah, I own these movies. I own a lot of them.
Like hard copies. Like
physical.
my God.
I'm the guy who owned the VHS, who then bought the DVD, and now I literally have Blu-rays of movies like Vampire Lesbos and She Killed in Ecstasy, and just bizarre movies. And
He's
of
got
course,
the floor to ceiling DVDs, VHS.
yes. And of course, last week we discussed the genius of the movie Mandy and Nick Cage.
All right, so you divide time between Chicago and Los Angeles. It seems like a challenging way to exist as an artistic unit, to the point where maybe musically you've got to figure it out, but I've got to think planning the live show and getting into a live groove is difficult.
Oh, pain in the ass.
Yes. So, we just got into our, last week into our first round of rehearsals, and Risky and I have actually played before together, so it won't be the first time we're on stage doing music. It'll just be the first time on stage together doing this project.
So how long ago was that?
We've done a few shows, 5 years.
Yeah.
Years, probably the past.
On and off, we've done shows for years. I DJ'd for a rapper named Mike One, and we all knew each other, and Shana would come and do songs with us and join us, and she recorded a couple songs with us, and that's basically. It's funny though, because I've known Shana since we were kids, like.
Oh, really?
19.
I was going to ask that. Okay.
Yeah, so we've known each other for a really long time, and then he was like, I've been wanting to do this project with you, like a Massive Attack, Portishead, trip-hop thing, and then like 2 years ago, I'm like, I am not working on anything. Because projects fall through, or they run their course, and then you're like reinventing, you're like, okay, now what am I going to work on? I'm like, let's do it. Let's just do it. And so
it just all lined up.
It all lined up. Everything lined up, and
we brought in our third member, Griffin, who I met years ago at a Butch Walker concert.
Okay.
And I'm a massive fan of Butch Walker. And
Everyone
he was
loves
too.
Butch.
Yeah, and Butch is one of the best performers I've ever seen. And as far as live performances,
definitely a
unbelievable.
beast.
And No, we just kind of had a kinship through the Butch Walker thing, right? And I basically said, "Hey, we're starting I called him up and said, "Hey, we're starting a band. Guess what? You're in it." And he's like, "Okay."
So you've got the gig on Friday, and by the time people hear the podcast, it'll be history. And oh my God, that was an amazing show. How do you proceed? Like, what does 2019 look like for you?
2019, looking at licensing the shit out of the music. It's super cinematic, so I see it, and that's
that's
actually
the perfect way to describe it.
It's I have a background. I've done a lot of licensing for TV and film, and but a lot of the things were like animation or like, original things like content created just for that. But this stuff is just so cinematic and can work in so many things. So we actually are in the process of signing a publishing deal with a company that globally licenses for TV, film, digital.
That's awesome.
And then to get on a tour to get a like-minded group or a band, and
We're actually meeting with possible management companies in after the first of the year to discuss the best route.
This should grow, and you said it. I mean, it's cinematic music.
Yeah.
It's dramatic. It's cool. It's vibey. It's sexy. I mean, this is great stuff. It works in movies. It works in the bedroom. It works in a
exactly.
It works in a live performance context. I mean, this is great. All right, so let's conjecture this out. Things start taking off. Do you still stay in Los Angeles?
I'm open. I'm open to move. I'm open to change. I want to do what's best for the big picture. And I look at this like a brand that I want to grow and like a project that I see big things for. So my brain is, I already told the guys, I'm like, I'm like the mom over there, like, okay, this is what we need to do. I'm like, we need to meet up this week. And I want to talk, literally I was saying I want to set our goals for 2019. So yeah, I would definitely. Well, the goal is like that I would necessarily not have to be anywhere because we would just be on the road.
Right.
Just touring.
Absolutely.
So we would be together as a hub wherever we were at, just rocking the stages.
There's a sexiness, which I addressed, a darkness, certainly to the music. Imperfect dark, by definition, is dark. I like this song. I'll lick your tears before you go bye-bye. That's great imagery.
Yeah, I'm assassinating,
It's literally, she's an assassin in the song.
Really?
Yes.
That's
The true femme fatale.
In true form of femme fatale.
The story of that is, I sent her the track because I said I want to get something a little bit more upbeat, and it was kind of like a 0-hour track when we recorded. It was like a week before you came in, right?
I think so.
Feel like, and I put together the track, and I said, I got an idea for this. I just got done watching La Femme Nikita. I love that movie, the original, like French one.
Of course.
And of course, right? And I said, "You're going to be an assassin on this song." And then she wrote the lyrics.
Just slid into character, and here we are. Broken relationships might be a thing. Tell me more about Sunrise, because I hear that as a relationship song.
To me, Sunrise is like, it's, it is a relationship song. It's, how can I say? When you have like a broken person, that you're like basically like, they have their guard up, they have their wall up, and they're just a little broken, and you're like, come hither. I can see this glimpse and glitter of this like amazingness that you have. You got to see that. Just let me in.
Got it. And Dissension, which is the first song I heard from this EP, I still love that song. I mean, that's if there were a single from the EP, that would be it.
That would be it for you.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Every day it's different for me. I'm like, ugh.
Tell me about Dissension.
That's my baby.
The floor is yours.
Oh, I'm just saying. I mean, she wrote like lyrically. I think we wrote that one together. Like I did the third verse on that one, and she did everything else. Oh, we did it together, pretty much the whole thing. But
I think it's an idea of what you have and not what's.
Yeah, absolutely. But the track was one of the first tracks I gave you, and that was a super Carpenter inspired song.
maybe that's why I instantly fell in love with
connection.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It worked on some subliminal level. with
Yeah.
me.
the dark synths, and
Yeah.
then my favorite part about that, the little things, is the synth horns.
Mm-hmm.
There's these like very 80s, 1980s, just like the brass that was on the old school synthesizers were very, I mean, just they're very synthy. It's clearly synthy, and it's a certain sound and tone, and that actually kind of was one of those things that, you know, as Lebowski would say, really tied the room together for me. Yeah, and I loved it, and I sent it to her, and she came back with this. The best part about that, too, is she writes these lyrics, but she gives, like, a personality, an individual personality to each song. She doesn't sing any of the songs the same way.
She inhabits the songs.
Absolutely.
All right, so She Killed in Ecstasy, The Fatal. It is out. It is fantastic. It is great listening. I'm pulling up the record like we're on TV. Here we go.
Can you guys see?
I didn't even mention the Concrete Blonde cover of Bloodletting.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. And can I say one thing? The players on that, a couple of players that we have
sure.
on that record. A couple interesting facts about that. The piano part at the beginning, well, actually, he plays throughout it too, but we did a wraparound, and that was kind of my nod to Philip Glass's Candyman. And I kind of wanted to do a wraparound like how anthology horror movies have the wraparounds, right?
That's amazing.
So, yeah. And it was kind of like I was putting all those together. So who played the piano was Ari Lehman. He's the actor that played Jason Voorhees in the original Friday the 13th.
That's
who
amazing.
To be a ridiculous musician.
So the dude who played Jason is on the cover of Concrete Blonde's Bloodletting.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
And he's
fantastic.
an amazing musician. He has his own band called First Jason, which is all Jason Voorhees themed. I mean, tours the world with First Jason when he's not doing horror con. It's
That's
amazing. Him and Kane Hodder.
hilarious.
And the violins on that was performed by a very good friend of mine, Heather Horton. And her husband have a group called the Westies. Her husband's the well-known singer-songwriter, Chicago legend, if you will, Michael McDermott.
Former guest of Carco and Carne.
Nice.
He performed in the back seat.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course. Mike's amazing.
He's a world-class talent, no doubt about
Yes.
it. Very cool. I love your music. Thank you for
Yeah.
doing this.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thanks for eating meatballs with me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Carco and Carne, presented by the Autobarn Mazda of Evanston. She Killed in Ecstasy. You're amazing.
Yay! So are you.